At the beginning of the story, we meet Katie, a single mother living alone with her 7-year-old daughter, Lisa. Katie didn't have much money, so to manage their daily expenses, she worked at a cosmetic factory. Since money was tight, instead of putting Lisa on the school bus, Katie would drop her off at school herself every morning on her way to work. At the factory, Katie slowly starts developing feelings for a new worker named Paco, and Paco feels the same way about her. From their very first meeting, the two feel a strong connection and quickly grow close. One night, Katie puts Lisa to bed early and goes out to dinner with Paco. That's when Lisa realizes that her mother is in a relationship, and she isn't happy about it. She's scared that Paco might leave them someday, just like her father did. During dinner, Paco asks Katie about Lisa and her husband. Katie tells him Lisa is 7 years old. My husband never accepted her, so I left him. I don't even meet him anymore. But what about you? Were you ever married? Do you have a family? Paco explains that many years ago, when he was living in Spain, he was married, but the marriage didn't last long. He had no family left, which is why he moved to Paris. Katie needed emotional support, and Paco was searching for someone to share his life with, so they decide to take their relationship forward, and Katie brings Paco home. They spend the entire night together, but when Lisa sees Paco in the house, she's clearly unhappy and quietly walks into her room. Paco is confused and asks Katie, "Is something wrong with Lisa? Did I scare her?" Katie reassures him, "Don't worry, she's just shy. Everything will be fine with time." She then goes to Lisa's room to talk to her. Lisa asks, "Are you two going to get married?" Katie smiles and replies, "I don't know about that yet, but Paco will stay with us for a while, and we'll live together like a family." Now Paco starts going to work with Katie, so Lisa begins taking the school bus instead. Because of Paco, Katie isn't able to give Lisa as much attention as before, and that deeply hurts Lisa. A few months later, Katie gives birth to Paco's child. Paco is overjoyed and tells her, "You can choose any name you like." Lisa used to call her toy baby Ricky, so she decides to name her little brother Ricky as well. After Katie is discharged from the hospital and returns home, she sees that Paco has decorated Lisa's room beautifully and turned it into a space suitable for the baby. Katie is touched by the gesture, but Lisa still doesn't look happy. As Katie becomes completely focused on taking care of Ricky, she unintentionally starts ignoring Paco. Paco begins to feel like Katie has changed. He doesn't talk to her about it. Instead, he starts chatting with another woman. One day, while returning home from school, Lisa sees Paco with that woman, but she chooses not to tell her mother. Because Paco stays late talking to the other woman, he comes home late that night. Katie gets extremely angry, and an argument breaks out between them. Paco was already feeling lonely, and Katie's words push him even further. He starts saying hurtful things to her as well. But later that night, as they lie in bed, Paco apologizes. He says, "I know you're exhausted from taking care of Ricky, but that doesn't mean you should ignore everything else. We need to spend time together too. If you keep focusing only on Ricky, I'm afraid our relationship won't survive." Katie realizes that in caring for Ricky, she had emotionally drifted away from Paco. She kisses him and apologizes, hoping to fix what's slowly breaking between them. Katie had fully recovered by now, so she returned to work at the factory. But since they couldn't work the same shift anymore, Katie started going in the morning, while Paco switched to the night shift. One morning, after working all night, Paco fell asleep while holding Ricky in his arms, taking care of him. Seeing this made both Katie and Lisa really happy. At first, they had felt that Paco didn't care much about Ricky, but now watching him lovingly hold the baby changed everything. While changing Ricky's clothes, Katie notices a bruise on his back. She immediately asks Paco about it, but Paco says he has no idea how it happened. Katie isn't convinced. She says, "Tell me the truth. Did you accidentally drop Ricky?" Paco responds angrily, "What kind of question is that? Do you really think I'd be careless enough to drop my own child? And even if something like that had happened, I would have taken him to a doctor, not fallen asleep holding him. Maybe after feeding, he hit the side of his cradle. Don't worry, he'll be fine." After saying that, Paco leaves for work. That night, Lisa can't fall asleep. She asks Katie what happened to Ricky and whether he's going to die. Katie snaps at her, saying, "What kind of thoughts are these? Go to sleep, you have school tomorrow." Suddenly, Ricky starts crying again. When Katie checks his back, she freezes. There are now 2 bruises instead of 1. She's completely shocked and has no idea what's going on. That entire night, she stays awake, trying to make sense of it all. The next morning, as soon as Paco comes home, Katie confronts him. "What did you do to Ricky? There are 2 marks on his back now. If you dropped him, even by mistake, you can tell me. I won't blame you, but hiding the truth is making me panic." Paco replies firmly, "How many times do I have to say this? I didn't drop Ricky. Why would I lie to you? He's my son too. If he were hurt, why would I hide it from you?" Katie says, "It feels like when Ricky kept crying, you lost control and hit him. That's why he has internal injuries, and he's been crying non-stop since yesterday." Those words deeply hurt Paco. Without saying anything, he grabs his bag and walks out of the house. Katie doesn't try to stop him. Instead, she starts working the night shift herself. One day, something unbelievable happens. Suddenly, Ricky moves from his cradle and ends up on top of the wardrobe. Katie and Lisa are terrified. They can't understand how a baby could possibly get there on his own. As Katie tries to bring him down, Ricky slips and falls. And that's when something horrifying and impossible happens. Wings start tearing out of Ricky's back. Both Katie and Lisa are frozen in fear. Ricky's back is bleeding, so Katie gently cleans the blood with water. As she looks closely, she realizes his wings aren't fully grown yet, but Ricky is already trying to move them. Katie places Ricky back into the cradle and ties a cloth over it, afraid that he might fly away during the night. She warns Lisa, "No matter what happens, you must not tell anyone at school about Ricky. He's different, he's special, and if people find out, his life could be in danger." The next morning, Ricky's wings have grown even larger. Katie is stunned. She starts measuring them carefully. She cuts the back of Ricky's shirt to make space for his wings so they don't get hurt or stuck. One day, while returning from school, Lisa runs into Paco. He asks her about Katie and Ricky. Lisa avoids the conversation and runs straight home, but she doesn't tell Katie about meeting him. Day by day, Ricky's wings keep growing, and soon he starts trying to fly. Katie brings home books about wings and flight. She also buys Ricky a helmet and safety gear, just in case he falls while trying to fly. After studying the books, Katie puts the safety gear on Ricky and lets him try. Ricky flaps his wings and lifts into the air, but his wings aren't strong enough to support his body weight. He falls to the ground. Luckily, because of the safety gear, he doesn't get seriously hurt, only a small injury on his wing. Katie gently applies medicine to it. Katie had been buying lottery tickets for a long time, and this time she actually wins 100,000 euros. Overjoyed, Katie takes Lisa and Ricky to the mall to celebrate, and for the first time in a long while, they feel like a normal family again. While Katie is busy buying gifts for Lisa, something unbelievable happens. Ricky quietly takes off his jacket and suddenly starts flying inside the mall. At first, people think it's some kind of flying toy, but when mall security announces an evacuation for safety reasons, panic spreads. Shoppers begin screaming, and many start recording Ricky on their phones. The security team rushes in trying to catch him, but Ricky keeps dodging them easily. Katie desperately tells the mall manager, "If you turn off the lights, maybe Ricky will come down. But please, no matter what happens, my son must not get hurt." The manager agrees and orders the lights to be shut off one by one. As the mall grows darker, Ricky slowly descends. Taking advantage of the moment, a guard finally manages to grab him. People continue filming, but Katie pushes through, stops them, and rushes Ricky to the hospital. After examining Ricky, the doctor asks Katie and Lisa to step into his office. When Katie doesn't see Ricky anywhere, she panics and demands, "What did you do to my son? Where is he right now?" The doctor calmly replies, "There's nothing to worry about. Ricky is perfectly safe. He flew for too long and got exhausted, so he's resting." Then the doctor continues, "As you already know, Ricky is extraordinary. In my entire medical career, I've never seen anything like this. I've called in some highly skilled doctors to study Ricky." Katie immediately gets angry. "What are you talking about? Ricky isn't even 1 year old yet. I won't let him become a lab experiment. I know he's special, and that's all I need to know." The doctor responds, "We won't do anything without your permission, and you should know, none of our research has ever harmed anyone. I just want to understand the mystery behind Ricky's wings. Tell me, did Ricky's father have any rare illness that could explain this?" Katie answers firmly, "As far as I know, Ricky's father had no condition like that. Ricky is just special, and he doesn't need to be studied." The doctor sighs and says, "You may say this to comfort yourself, but research is necessary. Those wings could put Ricky's life in danger in the future. Why not think about protecting him now? You may see him as your son, but he's also a bird, and birds are meant to be free. If you try to cage him, one day this may turn against you. For now, it would be best to leave Ricky with us." Katie shakes her head. "I don't need your help. I can take care of my son myself, and I know he'll be just fine." No matter how much the doctor tries to explain, Katie refuses to listen. In the end, he decides to let her take Ricky home. As Katie tries to leave the hospital, reporters block the front gate and refuse to let her pass. So the doctor escorts her through the back exit and hands her his card. "If you ever need help, call me." Even there, the media catches up. The doctor quickly puts Katie and the kids into a car and sends them away. When reporters question him about Ricky, the doctor refuses to say a word. On the way home, Lisa asks, "Are we going to bring Ricky back to the doctor tomorrow?" Katie answers clearly, "No, we're not." Soon they reach home. But by then, videos of Ricky flying in the mall have gone viral on social media. Neighbors start finding out. News reporters swarm the area and demand to see Ricky. Katie ignores them and locks herself inside the apartment. Every news channel is now talking about Ricky. Furious, Katie turns off the TV. But the media isn't giving up. They set up camp outside Katie's apartment building, watching her every move, waiting for another glimpse of Ricky. The next morning, Paco returns. Katie is shocked to see him standing there, but deep down she's relieved. She looks at him and says softly, "I'm sorry. I shouldn't have doubted you. None of what happened to Ricky was your fault." Paco forgives Katie. He tells her, "After I left, I started working at a restaurant with a friend, but the moment I saw you and Ricky on TV, I came straight back." Can I meet him? Katie takes Paco to Lisa's room, but as soon as Ricky sees Paco, he gets scared and starts flying around the room. In the chaos, his wing gets injured again. Paco says seriously, I don't think Ricky can survive for long inside a closed house with these wings. If we don't let him go outside, he'll keep getting hurt. Katie refuses to accept that. You don't need to worry about Ricky. He's my son, and I can take care of him myself. I don't want anyone hurting him because of his wings. She calls the doctor and asks him to come home. The doctor treats Ricky's injured wing and performs an X-ray. He explains, Ricky's wings are connected directly to his shoulder bones. If we want, we can surgically remove them. His life won't be in danger, but it will be extremely painful. Paco asks, and if we don't remove the wings? The doctor replies, Katie doesn't want that either. But you need to understand something. Without special facilities, you can't properly care for a child like Ricky. This time, the injury wasn't serious. Next time, it could cost him his life. You need to decide quickly. Lisa can't stand the thought of Ricky getting hurt. Late at night, she quietly tries to cut his wings, but Paco walks into the room just in time. Frightened, Lisa pretends to be asleep. Later, Paco tells Katie, I know you'll never let Ricky be taken away, and I don't want doctors experimenting on him either, but we'll need money to protect him. What if we talk to a few journalists? Let them film Ricky in exchange for money. With that, we can take proper care of him. Katie laughs bitterly. So now I get it. You didn't come back for me or Ricky. You came back to make money off him. Paco looks at her, hurt but calm. What are you saying? If you say no, I'll drop the idea. But don't accuse me of coming here for money. I came back to build a family with you, Ricky and Lisa. I don't care about money. At first, Katie doesn't trust him, but then she thinks to herself, I already made one huge mistake by doubting Paco. I can't do that again. She agrees to his plan. The very next day, Paco gathers several journalists outside the house. A rope is tied around Ricky's leg, and Katie lets him fly. As Ricky soars into the sky, everyone watches in shock and disbelief, but suddenly the rope slips from Katie's hand. Taking advantage of the moment, Ricky flies away, far into the distance. Katie and everyone else runs after him, but they reach a lake. Ricky crosses the lake and disappears into the sky. Katie screams his name, begging him to come back, but he doesn't return. Broken and helpless, she collapses and starts crying. Paco and Lisa put up posters all over the town, hoping to find Ricky. Days pass, but there's no sign of him. Katie becomes convinced that hunters must have killed Ricky, mistaking him for a bird. Completely shattered, she goes to the lake, ready to end her life. But just then, Ricky flies back to her. Seeing her son alive, Katie bursts into tears of joy and runs toward him. But Ricky takes off again, flying away once more. And in that moment, Katie understands. No matter how hard she tries, she can't keep Ricky with her forever. She respects his choice and walks back home with a peaceful smile. Katie starts living happily with Paco and Lisa. A few months later, she becomes pregnant again. Sometimes, loving someone means letting them go. Ricky didn't leave because he didn't care. He left because he was meant to be free. And Katie learned that a mother's love isn't about holding on. It's about believing, even when you let go. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay with us, because more unforgettable stories are coming next.